Hi, everybody. This is Ron, and I'm here with Laurie Pawli. She's the founder and director of the Feng Shui School of Chicago and Florida. And Laurie, I've been going to your events for a few years now. So I'm really excited about the upcoming one on January 19th for the Year of the Rabbit. And so I just thought I'd invite you to a Zoom so we can chat a little bit about like what the Year of the Rabbit is, what to expect and all that. And then again, mention the event that's upcoming in the next week or so, I think. It's the next couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Ron, for giving me the opportunity just to, first of all, see you again.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Great to see you.
yeah, and just, chat about the year of the water rabbit, which is coming up. And every year I just get so excited about these events because, it's really a time for us to clear out the old stuff that's been going on and bring in the new vibration of, the new year and what it represents.
So, the water rabbit. Did you say the water rabbit, or is that because I did a little bit of research on it.
Yeah.
Um, Is there anything in particular about this year, that we should like be prepared for or should expect?
Yes, there's so many pieces of information, but I think one of the most fun and the most important is that this is going to be a year that is easy to attract money and prosperity. Everybody's like, yay!
Yay!
Well, when you think of a rabbit and how quickly they multiply, I always think that let's think of that. We'll connect that rabbit energy and the vibration of the multiplication with abundance. Let's just do that. It is supposed to be a year that is very interesting. Like in any year, there's going to be their ups and downs, and we're going to have all different types of things that happen. But for me, it was great to know that the abundance is going to be flowing easily this year. With that being said, one of the things that I think is important for everybody to know is that this year comes around, or this type of year, the water rabbit year, comes around only once every 60 years. And, there's 12 zodiac animals. And so I even saw this in Costco in their magazine. They had the year of the water rabbit and they repeated it every 12 years. And that's that the year of the rabbit, that is true. But the water rabbit, we pair those 12 um, zodiac characters with one of the five elements, which is water, wood, fire, earth, or metal. So when we combine the five elements with the 12 zodiac, the last time we had this it was 1963 that we had this type of a year. So it's interesting and very telling. And I'm just gonna throw this out because I went like, oh my gosh. In 1963, the Pope died. And so when I was doing the pre-recordings for this class, I'm doing, okay, well, the Pope died. We'll keep our eyes peeled on, for this information. Well, last week, I think it was, the retired Pope passed away. And I just thought that was so interesting, to have that same experience as in, 1963. That was the water rabbit year. So the kind of like, I always think history repeats itself, and this is a good example. I thought, so if we go back to the 60s, which was kind of I've heard a crazy time. So, you go back to that time and the stuff that happened back then, and so we'll see. It's always just food for thought on some of these things that happen, in the cycle. So that was one thing I went like, oh my gosh, that's just that's crazy that that happened, and now it's happened again. Yeah, that's very interesting. So, the other thing I think I would say is that, along with the prosperities that's going to come, I always like people to know that if you're doing research and you listen to, blurbs that are online, and I know I always talk about this in my events, is that some of the zodiac animals are not in the best position, and people go like, oh no, I'm this, I'm a rooster, I'm a tiger, or I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be a horrible year. When we do the things that need to be done, and we talk about that during the class, I mean, I've had people that have come back and said, oh my gosh, we had a fabulous year. It was absolutely perfect. We got promotions, we got raises, we traveled, whatever. And so I always like to tell people, um, never worry, because when you set your intention that this is going to be a wonderful year, and you do the recommendations that we have, it will be a wonderful year. I don't know if you've experienced that, Ron.
I have actually, and I always remember you saying that it's about the intention, right?
Hmm.
And it's all about like using, what the tools or whatever, you cover in your class, right? And it's all about the intention. And I'm actually I'm a wood rabbit.
Oh, are
So
you?
yeah. So I'm really excited to hear about like what you have to share in the class, about the rabbit. So, but yes, I am very like aware of it's all about intention.
Yeah, and the that's interesting for me to know, because you're going to have a good year, because water makes wood grow. And so if you're a wood rabbit, that's awesome. I mean, the rabbit energy, and this is going to be, for everybody. This is a year of kindness. People are going to, feel kinder towards their fellow man. It's also a year of transition. So there's, in every year, there's going to be bumps, and there's going to be, um, different vibrational patterns that conflict. There's going to be wars. We've seen that with the Ukraine situation. There's going to be stuff that happens. But beneath that all, I think, is going to be the transition of people really being kind. And, when you look at a rabbit, I mean, they're nice and fluffy and they're soft, and, you want to hold them, and they've got those long ears, and, they're kind. Um, they're kind animals. They're fast moving. And so that's one of the things that I talk about in the class, is that this is a year we're talking about prosperity, but we also have to act quickly to reap those benefits of, the prosperity, because like the rabbit, he's here, and all of a sudden he might be someplace else. I don't know if you
I,
can connect that to
I can
you.
totally relate to that.
but we have to be conscientious and conscious of that too. So, it's going to be a good year for money. It's going to be a good year for kindness. People are going to feel a little bit more, what's the word, like it's a transitional time. And so, all of those things are positive, that are going to come to all of us. But we have to be able to take advantage of those things too, and be able to grasp them while they're coming to us. So this is not a year that you're going to go like, I don't know whether I want to do that or not.
Yeah.
So this is the year, maybe if somebody offers, says, hey, do you want to do this? You're going to go like, yeah, absolutely. Not think about it too much. It's really take advantage of the situation before that situation, is gone.
Well, I mean, we can always use more money and kindness, right? I love that for this coming year. So really appreciate you sharing that information. And like I said, I don't know, actually, I don't know if I said it, but the event is on January 19th.
Right. Hmm.
Is it 6 p.m. Central Time, right?
6 to 6:45. And can I just tell a little bit about the class?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So there's first of all, there's a 45-minute recording that talks about all the different things for the water rabbit. And we have a wonderful meditation for that. We have Qigong exercises. We have, what placements are best for you this year. So that's in the first recording. The second recording is a bonus. And this is normally like a $45 class, but it's all about what to do on January 22nd, which is the official um, on Lunar New Year. And so when you open the door the first time, the front door of your home is so important with welcoming all the abundance and opportunity. So there's different methods of things to do for that. And so the recording, the second recording, which is actually going to be going out today, is all about what to do, how to welcome that prosperity. We have information on clearing the energy of the house with oranges and orange peels, because oranges in the Chinese folklore it's all about money. So we do a ceremony that's really easy to do that clears the energy, welcomes the prosperity. And then there's a ton of different information, how to open the stove on the first day. How the stove is all about money too. So all of these different things are in the second video. Then the live Zoom class that we're going to have on the 19th, it has our special guest, Oriel Grace, who's actually Chicago based. She's a psychic, an intuitive psychic. And but she calls herself a practical psychic. So she's just a whole ball of energy in herself. And she's going to be on the call on the 19th talking about what her thoughts are for 2023. And even though she was Chicago based, now she's like 45 minutes away from me in Sarasota. She's in
Wow,
Florida.
look at
Yeah.
that. That's
So
cool.
so that's going to be a lot of fun. And we're also going to do a group welcoming of the wealth gods. And we'll be sending out information on that too, just to bring, you know, the there's so many things that can be done to make this year for you the absolute best. And feng shui is just my passion. I want to be able to share all of that abundance and all of the knowledge with everybody that I can. So even though just this is just a short little snippet of what we're going to be talking about, whatever happens, wherever you are in the year of the water rabbit, just set your intention that this is going to be the greatest year, the best year for you. And I just wish all of you that from my heart.
So much, Laurie. Really, really appreciate that. And
You're welcome.
thank you for joining me here today.
Oops, I think your audio is off, Ron. Something.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Can you
there
hear me
you are.
now?
Now
Okay.
you're back.
Well, I was just saying thank you for joining me today on Zoom. Also, I just wanted to say, for more information, and if you want to connect with Lori, you can go to her website. It's createthefeeling.com. I'm gonna reference the site, linked up to this video, and you can also register for her event on that website that's coming up on January 19th.
Right. Yeah, it's $31.31. I always like to throw that in because you know, I try to offer the best price that I can for everybody to join. So thank you so much, Ron. I appreciate it. It's great to see your wood rabbit energy.
Thank you. Great to see you too, and I'm really looking forward to the event.
Thanks again, Ron.
You bet. Thank you.
Take care. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.